time for some scary shit. No, for real though. Last photos with disturbing backstories. Now, I seen this shit. I just scouring the internet, found this. I was like, you know what, this would be good for stream to watch and shit. So let's see. We haven't really watched nothing really scary or like creepy in a while. So this is good. Let's get it though. Yo, Star Miner, what you on, boy? I've seen you in a while. What you on, folk? How life been? How your week been? Weekend? Whatever. Ugh!
Today's video is sponsored by Raycon.
Yeah, Raycon.
I've really been trying to stick to my fitness goals this year. Going my money on the crisp
shout Raycon. Shout Raycon.
On May 12th,
today's my birthday. Happy fucking birthday, my nigga. You feel me? Happy 19th birthday, nigga. I remember when I turned 19. I ain't do shit for my 19th birthday at all. Like, at all. Shit. I ain't do shit for my 19th birthday, boy. I did not give a fuck. You feel me? But happy fucking birthday, my nigga. You feel me? I love you, my nigga. And have a good rest of I hope you have a good rest of your day. And hope your birthday be lit. On photo grade. Huh.
2. The badly decomposed remains of a still unidentified woman were discovered in a wooded area in Wadesboro, North Carolina, just west of a National Guard armory.
How am I, Cax? 32.
The deceased, a scantily clad white female, estimated to have been between 20 and 40 years of age, couldn't be linked to any missing persons reports in the area. In lieu of her real name, whatever that may be, she was given the moniker Anson County Jane Doe.
Sock cap, nah, but for real though, I'm like, shit, you feel me? I'm young, like, I'm about 21-ish. 21-ish, if that makes sense, 21-ish.
She was estimated to have perished at some point in 2021.
Unusually,
at the time of her demise,
just
the only clothing that the woman was wearing was a black Secret Treasures bra and a pair of leggings. Her cause of death has never been officially announced.
Oh, shit,
while attempting to identify the woman, the most compelling and easily the most disturbing lead the authorities came upon were several images captured by a trail cam close to where the Doe's remains were found. The cam had been installed in a hunting zone near the armory to monitor a deer feeder. But instead of deer, it captured these.
I remember seeing this photo somewhere. I don't know, maybe I'm tweaking. I remember seeing this somewhere. I always start my happy birthday again, my nigga. Yeah. What the fuck?
Images of an unknown woman wearing the same clothes as found on the Doe's body, stumbling through the woodland on August 22nd, 2021. She was first recorded that night at 1:33 AM, entering the frame on the right. In the next image, captured a second later as the clock struck 1:34, she isn't visible at all, suggesting that she was running at the time. She later appeared again at 4:30 and 4:31 AM, this time hobbling in the opposite direction and using a large stick to support herself.
What the fuck?
This woman is strongly believed to be the Anson County Jane Doe, and though they didn't know why this lone female was wandering through the dense forest in the middle of the night, detectives now at least had a face to work with. Forensic investigators analysed the images, but weren't able to draw many conclusions. It appeared as if the woman's leggings were wet above her knees, as was the lower half of her stick. That suggested that she had crossed a body of water, likely Culpeper Creek. She had perhaps slipped and hurt herself while doing so, hence the walking stick. Some theorize that she was suffering from a mental breakdown, but others have suggested an even darker possibility, that she was being held somewhere remote against her will, and with no time to get dressed, she had seized an opportunity to escape. Proponents of that theory believe that she ultimately met her end at the hands of her captor, who had somehow managed to track her down. Whatever did become of this woman, it's truly chilling to look over these images and imagine what her final hours must have been like. Wandering alone through the woods, lost in unending blackness.
Shit crazy.
In February 2022, 6 months after the trail cam footage was captured, and a few months before the Doe's remains were discovered, rabbit hunters stumbled upon a backpack containing an unspecified sum of cash close to the armory. They took the cash and abandoned the backpack in the forest. When news of the Doe's discovery spread, they brought the existence of the backpack to the authorities' attention. Unfortunately, to this day, that backpack hasn't been found. Despite providing relatively clear images of the doe's face, the trail cam footage didn't result in any new leads. At least, none that the authorities have publicly announced. And that's the thing. Local law enforcement have remained unusually tight-lipped about this whole case, not releasing a description of the woman's remains, her cause of death, the colour of her hair, or even a description of the missing backpack. No major news outlets have reported on the story either, and it feels to many as if little's being done to solve this case. As one anonymous local resident put it, "I sure hope I never go missing in Anson County." In conjunction with these creepy images, it's that silence that's fueled so much online interest in this story.
Be careful.
With so many questions, and so few answers, the doe's identity has become a huge topic of discussion here on YouTube, over on Reddit, and, perhaps most importantly, on Facebook. Attempt to Locate is a Facebook group with 123,000 followers, a place for users to share photos related to UIDs, or unidentified decedents, and attempt to link them to the case files of missing persons. And while discussing these images of Anson County Jane Doe, several users brought up this woman.
Oh wow.
Amber Ray Johnston, a 36-year-old mother from Mojave County, Arizona, one who's been missing since August 2021. To quote her page on missingpersoncenter.org, Amber was last seen in Bullhead City in August 2021. She left all her personal belongings at her apartment. Her boyfriend left around that same time and went to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Amber was supposed to take a bus to Myrtle Beach on August 16th and meet him there. In her last Facebook post, on August 19th, she streamed live from a bus before getting off at Winston-Salem. She hasn't been heard from since, and it's not clear whether she arrived in Myrtle Beach or not. Curiously, Amber's food stamp card was used by another woman after her disappearance. The woman, when contacted, said Amber's boyfriend had sold her the card. In the months prior to her disappearance, Amber had been using drugs and acting paranoid. Her case remains unsolved, and the circumstances are unclear. Amber Johnston bears an undeniable resemblance to the woman captured on the trail cam, and the date of her last correspondence lines up perfectly with when the footage was recorded. This lead has since been brought to the authorities' attention, and it's yet to be confirmed whether Amber truly is the doe or not. Given just how much attention this case has received as of late though, I'd wager that the local authorities will dedicate more resources to identifying her, and that she'll be given her name back in the near future. Until then, Anson County Jane remains one of the USA's 14,000 unidentified decedents. I'll be sure to keep you all posted about any breakthroughs on my social media accounts.
That's crazy, fo. Like I say, y'all be careful out there.
This is the last known photo of Snahanshu Sharma, a smart and cheerful 8-year-old boy from Hooghly, West Bengal.
Yeah.
As reported by India Today, the boy met his end on February 16th, 2024, when he accidentally witnessed his mother, Shanta Sharma, in a, quote, compromising position with her secret lesbian partner, Ifat Parveen. Snahanshu became distraught when he saw his mother betraying his father. Little did he realize that his father, Pankaj, already knew about his wife's secret love affair, which had been going on since before they got married.
Oh, shit.
But he had chosen to keep silent about it. Shanta tried to persuade her son to keep quiet too, but even after talking things over with him, she and Dishrat feared that he might reveal their secret to someone.
Oh no.
Although lesbian relationships are legal in India, in certain areas they're considered extremely taboo and socially unacceptable. Terrified of a social backlash that could ruin their lives, both Shanta and Ifat did the unthinkable.
Be cheap before marriage.
Together.
That's the shit I'll be saying, man. It's just really no good people out here, folks. It's like you get married just to cheat.
They pinned Snahanshu down, stabbed him several times with a vegetable knife, so forcefully that the blade bent, and struck him in the head with an iron rod and a stone idol. They did all this while the boy's father, Pankaj, was at work, and when the only witness at the home was the family dog, Shadow. However, when Snahanshu's cousin came over and discovered the boy's lifeless body inside the home, investigators were quickly summoned and were able to identify his killers. Shanta and Nifat's mobile data placed them inside the house with Snahangshu at the time his life came to an end, as did surveillance footage captured by a neighbor. Forensic experts also found traces of Snahangshu's vital fluid on both of their clothes and on the stone idol inside the family home. They were arrested 4 days after the slaying, at which point Shanta confessed to taking her son's life out of fear of social embarrassment and ostracization. Deputy Commissioner Biswas stated to the media, "The relationship between Shanta and Ifat was an old one. They used to talk on the phone for hours past midnight. Based on multiple pieces of evidence, we zeroed in on these two women. Shanta was arrested from her home, and Ifat from hers." Both women are currently being held in police custody, awaiting their trial. Snahangshu's father is calling for his wife and her partner to be hanged.
Damn. I agree. I mean, yeah, they should be hung. It's just damn. I solemnly swear.
On September 20th, 2022, Emma Brown, age 12, was firing guns with her father, Daniel Brown, at their home in Poolville, Texas.
GG's.
Daniel ran a firearms business, and Emma had grown up around guns and ammo. That afternoon, the pair posed together for a photo before their joint target practice. What Daniel didn't know in that moment was that his daughter had other plans in mind, which she had morbidly hinted at by wearing a Harry Potter t-shirt with the quote, "I solemnly swear that I am up to no good."
Oh my god.
The 7th grader had secretly been planning a murder pact with an online friend. Both girls had mutually agreed to take out their entire families, including their pets, before running away together.
Yes.
According to chat logs, Emma planned to steal her parents' car, pick up her accomplice, and drive 230 miles to Georgia.
7th grade.
Shortly after this image was taken, Emma intentionally fired a shot into her father's abdomen. After incapacitating her father, Emma took off down the driveway and walked about 100 yards down the road. But for whatever reason, she aborted her plan, and, instead of making her way to Georgia, fired a single shot into her own head. Officers later arrived at the scene and found Emma lying in the dirt road. She passed away 2 days later in a local hospital. Her father, Daniel, survived his injuries. Emma's partner in crime, who also happened to be a 7th grader, was picked up by the authorities at her home in Lufkin and was charged with conspiracy to commit murder. Thankfully, she had either backed out of their mutual pact or never intended to go through with the plan in the first place, as her family were unharmed. She was fully prosecuted and sentenced in March 2023. Neither her name nor her sentence have been revealed to the public due to her age, and it's unclear how she and Emma had met, or why they both intended to eliminate their families and run off together.
Orlando Freefall.
Icon Park's Orlando Freefall was touted by its operators as the tallest freestanding drop tower in the world. The attraction lifted riders in a gondola 430 feet above the ground, before inclining the seats forward 30 degrees and plunging them into a freefall, breaking 100 feet above the ground. Riders were only meant to experience a 4G thrill, a mild stomach upset, and a few laughs. But on March 24th, 2022, things ended very differently for one park guest. Tyree Sampson was just 14 when he fell to his demise.
Yeah, I know this. I've seen the video to this. Y'all remember this shit? I remember this. I seen the video. This nigga fell off the ride and landed and died.
From the Orlando Freefall Drop Tower. The adolescent, originally from St. Louis, had been on vacation in Florida.
Man. You just over there chilling. Yo, whole bunch of your child just fired a shot at your ass, man. This is somebody that you raised, you you swore to protect and all type of shit, and not even know they plan to kill your ass for no reason. Yo, hey.
His family and a friend.
But this video right here was fucked up.
When he and his buddy made it to the front of the line for the drop tower, staff were immediately concerned with the boy's size.
Man,
the tower's manual specified a weight limit of 287 pounds for the ride. Tyree, who stood at 6'5" and weighed 383 pounds, was too large to fit safely into the seat. As such, the harness sensor in Tyree's seat had to be manually adjusted, loosened, and then tightened again, creating a larger gap than normal between his harness and the seat. The young attendant assisting Tyree had only been working at the park for 3 days, was still technically a trainee and believed that because the adjustment had made the indicator light turn green, that it was safe to proceed with the ride. Moments before the ride was activated, Tyree could tell that something wasn't right, and reportedly said to his friend beside him, "I don't know, man."
Yeah, this was saying. How old was it? I think he was. I don't really remember. I know he was a teenager though. I think
If I don't make it down safely,
or
can you please tell my mama and daddy that I love them?
Oh,
This photo shows Tyree seconds before the gondola began to rise.
It was
His shoulder bar was noticeably looser than his fellow riders.
Yo.
After the ride reached its target height of 430 feet, Tyree began to panic, realizing that he wasn't properly secured. But by that point, it was too late.
Yeah,
The ride went into freefall. The brakes applied, and because of the G-force, Tyree was effectively sucked through the gap in his harness and hurtled to the concrete, smashing into the ground head first. He died shortly after impact. Video footage of this incident exists, but for obvious reasons, I don't recommend seeking it out.
I seen the video.
The visuals, and in particular, the sound, are absolutely soul-crushing.
Yeah, it is so.
Even worse, when viewing it, it's apparent that nobody immediately helped the boy, and park employees can be heard trying to pass the blame. A lawsuit filed by Tyree's family claimed that there were no visible weight limits or scales at the ride location. "After learning the details of what happened, I can't help but wonder, why wasn't he turned away?" said Tyree's mother. He'd been refused another.
It's like, why didn't y'all just turn the nigga away? But like, hey, no, you can't do it. Get bad, get your bitch ass on. Like, come on, man. Like,
so why not this one? I understand he's a child. He insisted on riding with his friend. I get that. But as an adult or a ride attendant, that decision should have been made. His feelings might have been hurt.
So
but
get
he would still
charged,
be
I
here
agree.
with me.
Because it's like, come
His
on,
family
man.
filed a wrongful death suit against the owners of the amusement park and settled for an undisclosed amount. The ride has since been dismantled.
Man, poor students.
On July 6th, 2023, 2 students disappeared from India's northeastern state of Manipur. Hijam Linthongambi, a 17-year-old Meitei Hindu, had been attending tutorials that morning and was later captured on CCTV riding on a motorbike with her friend, Fijam Hemanjith, age 20. When both youngsters failed to return home that evening, their families reported them missing. For over 2 months, their whereabouts and well-being remained a mystery. Both sets of parents clung on to hope that their children would be found alive and well. That is, until late September, when this photo went viral on social media. The image shows both missing students seated together.
Y'all, no, you right, gang. It just, sometimes you just make a bad fucking decision. It just went bad, man. Right? It just, folks should just be more smart about that shit, man. It just, I don't know, man. Because it's like, come on. Damn, man. Like, imagine dying like that.
In an outdoor wooded area, Linthongambi wears a mask and looks directly at the camera with a scared expression, while Hemanjith's gaze is averted and empty. 2 armed individuals, their captors, can be observed in the background. Members of the rival Kuki Christian community who had forced the 2 students into one of their trucks at gunpoint. In May of 2023, violence had erupted between the Meitei people, who make up the majority of those living in the Yambal Valley region of Manipur, and the Kukizo tribal community, who called the surrounding hills home. The Kuki people have long complained about feeling marginalized and persecuted by the Métis, who hold more sway with the state government, and tensions came to a boiling point when the Métis demanded official tribal status, which would allow them to buy land and settle in predominantly Kuki areas. To date, approximately 200 people have been killed during the conflict, more than 1,000 injured, 60,000 displaced, and countless women essayed and publicly humiliated. It's safe to say that atrocities have been committed by both sides. Now, I'm by no means an expert, but from my understanding, the Kukis have a legitimate grievance with how the state government favours Métis people. However, in this case, Kuki militants seem to have taken their frustrations out on 2 innocent young people and decided to make an example out of them. By the time this image had surfaced online, the conflict had become so inflamed that curfews and internet blackouts were ordered. Another blackout was issued after it was posted too, leading many to hope that peaceful negotiations may result in Linthoi and Himanchith's safe release. But when normal internet services returned on September 25th, a second picture began circulating online. One that showed the bodies of the two students lying in a pit. They were wearing the same clothes as seen in this image, and it's believed that they were executed mere moments after it was taken, likely as revenge against the Métis. Hicham Shanti Kumar, Linthoi Ngambi's uncle, revealed that these images had broken the poor girl's mother. "She's devastated and faints every few minutes," he stated. She had been anxiously awaiting any news of her daughter's safety, of her return. We had to show her the images to accept that she will never return. Never. The government has utterly failed. There is no governance here. For the past 3 months, they've suspended the internet. Without internet, we'd have never learned about their deaths. During a protest held in Yamphal, thousands of students rallied to demand justice for Linthoi Ngambi and Himanchith. At least 45 protesters sustained injuries following clashes with the authorities, who deployed tear gas and fired rubber pellets. "I want to assure the people that both the state and central government are closely collaborating to apprehend the culprits," Chief Minister Singh stated on Twitter. On October 1st, 2023, 4 adults were arrested in connection with the slaying of the students. 2 men, Palminlan Haukip and Smolsom Haukip, and 2 women, Lingnajong Baitakuki and Tinaling Hintang. If found guilty, they'll face the death penalty for taking the lives of 2 young, innocent students caught up in the crossfire of a conflict that they didn't start, that they didn't participate in, and that they didn't ask for. Darren Charles Mitchell, 21, was a National Guardsman and father from Navasota, Texas. May 26, 2016 was a torrentially rainy day in that part of the Lone Star State, and as Darren travelled down Highway 105 just outside of Brenham, his truck became trapped in flash floodwater which washed out the road. He clambered out into the bed of the vehicle and called his brother to let him know the situation, that he was trapped but still alive. But the floodwater continued to rise at an alarming rate. A high percentage of flood-related fatalities.
I feel like the world's always been like this, gang, trust me. Literally before even you and me was born, gang, the world's been like this for centuries, man. And it's gonna get worse, man. It's gonna get worse. The world's always been like this, you know?
Come from being hit by debris, and so, perhaps fearing being struck or washed away, Darren clambered back into the driver's side seat. Shortly thereafter, at 6:29 PM, he posted this photo to his Facebook page.
I just seen we see more because in that facts, I was just about to say that. That's the other reason. I think it's just because since the internet is like really, really big now, you just see more fucked up shit around the world. Because if you just live your day-to-day life, not really on the internet like that, you just, alright, cool, whatever. But like, since like, you on the internet, you just see and hear more fucked up shit. So it's like, damn, is the world really like this? But it's like, the whole world's not like that, but it kind of is. You see what I'm saying, folks? Like, me personally, growing up, I done seen a lot of shit. Not even online, like in person. Like, I done seen people, like, I done seen people killed in front of my face. Like, I done seen people, like, get shot in front of me. Like, I done grew up, like, from the hood, I grew up seeing shit like that. I remember coming home from school and seeing a dead body lay right there, like, lay down in front of my house and shit. I done seen a lot of shit. I lost a brother to gun violence. I lost a lot of people to gun violence. It's just, you know, it's like that. It's just like that, man. Chicago, that shit. But, you know, see, I've been seeing shit like that. Yeah, you see stuff like that in first world country, yeah.
The caption read, "All I wanted
to do." This is a crazy ass guy, and all I wanted to do was go home. Damn.
Do was go home. But Darren would never get to go home again.
Damn, man.
Moments after uploading this photo, his vehicle became fully submerged.
And drowned.
One local resident, Lashondo Smith, watched in horror as Darren's truck was swept away by the water. All of a sudden, he got back in his truck, and like maybe 10-15 minutes after that, it just flipped and he topsided into the water. It just disappeared. You didn't see tires, his truck, nothing. The following morning, Darren's body was found downstream in Kirkendall Creek. He was far from the only person who lost their life during that flood. Layla Holland, 64, drowned when floodwaters consumed her home. Jimmy Wayne Schaefer, 49, was swept away in his vehicle. Florida Malima, 23, drowned in her car. And Purali Umatia, 59, was found lifeless in Yegwa Creek.
Daredevil Jam.
On October 22nd, 1999, 60-year-old Santa Barbara resident Jan Davis attempted a base jump from El Capitan in Yosemite Park. Davis's jump was part of an organized civil act of disobedience, protesting new regulations which made base jumping illegal in Yosemite without a permit.
Right.
By leaping from El Capitan, the group hoped to prove a simple point: that base jumping was completely safe and that it shouldn't be outlawed.
Oh, God.
The protest was organized
and that shit like that, man. It's like, people, y'all gotta stop making dumbass decisions, man. Long live Shorty, but goddamn, man. Your car submerged shouldn't it be easy to open doors since the pressure equalizes if the water. I mean, like I said, me personally, I've never been through that, but I mean, I don't know, man. That's one scary thing about living in Florida, though, folks. Them floods, them fucking like world disasters and shit. Hell no, folks. So I live in the Midwest, and I don't deal with floodings and all that shit. Boy, but that's one probably scary thing about living in Florida.
To the drowning death of fellow jumper Frank Gambale III on June 9th. Frank had successfully parachuted from El Capitan, but drowned in the river below while attempting to escape from rangers, once who were staking out the mountain to catch jumpers breaking the new regulation. Jan was the fourth of 5 jumpers who had gathered at the top of El Cap to attempt the jump. The first 3 successfully executed their jumps and received cheers from the 150 or so onlookers at ground level. These jumpers were subsequently taken into custody by rangers stationed at the bottom of the mountain, but they all anticipated this. Jan herself had even dressed in an inmate's outfit, mocking what she considered a ridiculous regulation. At approximately 1:20 PM, it was her turn to step up to the plate. An experienced jumper who had performed stunts in movies like Waterworld and Congo, Jan showed no signs of fear as she shimmied up to the edge of El Cap. One of her fellow protesters gave her a 10-second countdown, and with the shout of 3, 2, 1, see ya ringing in her ears, Daredevil Jan flung herself over the edge of the 3,200-foot mountain.
Wow.
Initially, all appeared well, but onlookers grew concerned when she didn't deploy her chute at the recommended altitude. "Pull, woman," muttered the cameraman as he watched her falling towards the rocks below at full speed. "Dude, she's got problems, man," he said a few seconds later. Jan fell for over 15 seconds before striking the talus slope at the cliff's base.
Damn.
She died on impact. Investigators later found out that Jan was jumping with borrowed gear, fearing that the rangers would confiscate hers upon her arrest. Trouble was, Jan usually pulled the cord on her back.
Yeah, he was.
On the borrowed jumpsuit, the cord was on her leg.
Wow.
This likely led to confusion mid-jump, and unfortunately, spelt her doom. Base jumpers argue that by prohibiting the activity, rangers are forcing hobbyists to take unnecessary risks, such as jumping in low light and using older gear that they don't mind being confiscated. But rangers argue that the community's readiness to break their own rules is exactly why base jumping can't be allowed. And, ironically, Jan's protest jump served to highlight their point.
Yeah.
Although base jumping is still banned in Yosemite to this day, hang gliding is permitted 1 day a week from Glacier Point. The hang gliding community have always been very compliant with the regulations, said Yosemite spokesperson Scott Gediman, whereas the base jumpers have not.
Crazy, Scott. Crazy.
If you enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future
videos. Sad and dark as fuck, but a good video.
Before we end, a huge thank you to my supporters here on YouTube and over on Patreon, especially my biggest supporters: George Lopez, Holly Lyons, Modest Bulbasaur, Alana Pons, Asia Mina, Azrael Warakai, Chief Kochuaki, Colin Monsma, Connor Lothan, Sai Wazao, Farewell Tattoos Jack Sefel, Gina Valera, Hamish, Ian Biller, Kevin Dia, Monica Mendoza, Peter Olgerach, Smiling Jack, TNS Mum, Hamish K, Ellen Doloff, Itai Alon, Nephis 1988, and Lydia Cumo. Thank you all so much for your continued support.
Facts, man. W motherfucking vid, man. Shout out lazy motherfucking You feel me? The lazy masquerade, I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, shout out folks, man. W motherfucking vid, man. W vid.